What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews. We do have a small slate on the NBA today, but I've got two picks that I put down that I'm going to take you through today. If that sounds interesting, let's go.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
Before we jump into the picks, we do have to recap the day that was. After 3 successful days, we absolutely sucked on the most recent slate. And I take that back. It wasn't we sucked, I sucked. My picks were terrible. 0 and 3 on that last video. VIP minus 5.37 units. Man, had a couple of bad reads. Some lineup changes made life difficult for me. That's so many games starting at the same time. And it's no excuse, but man, these lineup changes were wild and I didn't do well to adapt. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what we learned, what we noticed, what won, and then we'll get the hell into these picks. The first loser was Devin Booker over 7.5 assists. Now, Bradley Beal was ruled out late. He wasn't on the injury report when I made my picks. I still think that Devin Booker could have covered this line without Beal in the lineup anyway. I do need to check the potential assist numbers. I didn't watch that game, so I don't know how close he was and what it was like, yada, yada, yada. He finishes on 6. We needed 8. The game was somewhat high scoring, but, Tyus Jones ate up a lot of those assists too. So a bit unfortunate, but at the same time, easily avoided if I didn't take that bet. Another one was Cole Anthony, over 12.5 points. Now this, I feel like I got the read somewhat right. He played the minutes. He took the shot attempts. He just shot poorly. He took 13 shots in this game, played 29 minutes. And when I look at his season, when he takes 13 shots in a game, he's actually over this line in 10 out of 14 games. So the hit rate definitely on our side, provided he saw the volume. He saw the volume, didn't shoot well. That game was already the lowest total. It was like 210, 215. And they managed to finish 30 points lower than that. Like, what a poo slinger that was. So that sucked, but I honestly didn't hate that bet. And then we had Josh Hart, over 10.5 boards. This was just a bad read. Like, I saw him sub out in the first half, and I'm like, what are you doing? You ain't meant to be on the bench. I thought the coach was crazy, but he didn't see close to the minutes I expected. The Knicks blew out the Kings, and I thought maybe that's going to be more rebound chances. Didn't happen. They did it by committee. OG Anunoby pulling up a Luka Doncic stat line in that game. He had more rebounds, more assists, more points than Josh Hart. So it was a bad read all around. So I apologize for that Josh Hart one. That one absolutely sucked, and I had a ton of confidence into that one. I also took Peyton Pritchard over 17.5 points once all the Boston Celtics were ruled out, and man, it sucked. He missed 7 out of his first 8 shots. I picked the wrong white guy. Sam Hauser went off. I don't know if you guys saw that, third quarter, but he absolutely flipped that game on its head, outscored that opposition team on his own. But it sucked to me because I needed Peyton Pritchard to score some points, and it didn't happen. So that sucks. Bad read. Potentially, I rushed that one, so that's on me. And Najee Marshall, I took him over 11.5 rebounds and assists. I honestly thought he could cover this line in his rebounds alone. I thought he's been scoring a ton of points. Surely teams wake up to this. They do something to slow him down, given he's doing everything for Dallas. And I was completely wrong. The Mavs roster, they woke up today. They did their job. Spencer Dinwiddie came out to play. Kessler Edwards started rebounding. He didn't have to do too much. If anything, the only line that he did cover was his points prop. And that's the one I thought he'd have the most trouble with. So bad read all around on Najee Marshall. So that one sucked as well. Did have a couple of winners, though. Andrew Wiggins, we hit him for over 4.5 points. I'm not super proud of that bet, to be honest. Like, that was just based on hit rate. He's pretty much got a 100% hit rate covering his first quarter points prop since he landed in Miami, and he's playing with Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. He's covered this every single time. So that hit, but I'm not super proud of it. Jaylen Brown, over rebounds and assists. He absolutely smashed this line. This is probably the best bet of the night. Finished, 15, 16? I don't know what it was, but he killed that, so I was pleased with that. Jalen Green, over 8.5 rebounds and assists. This was easy cash as well. I was sitting here thinking, like, why didn't I run a value play on Jalen Green? If I had Green and Brown, the Jalen double, then probably could have made some profit tonight. But I didn't run a value play on Jalen Green. Did hit a couple, though. Andrew Wiggins, we hit him for 7 first quarter points. He finished with like 10 or 12 in the first quarter. Wish I got more aggressive with that, but I was at plus 210. Hit a Jaylen Brown value play at plus 210 and a Jaylen Brown high value play at plus 850. This was probably the best bet on the night. We took Jaylen Brown under his points prop, but they get 7 assists, 7 rebounds, plus 850, $25 into 237. But despite that great play, didn't end up in profit because a lot of the other picks sucked. And hopefully all that changes today. The nice thing about losing days is a bit of a wake-up call. You tend to lock in. You tend to take shit a little bit more seriously. And I've done that today. Gone through the 5 games, took a lot of time to do so, and eventually only landed on a couple picks. I'll take you through those today. Hopefully we cash those things out. So you like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Leave me a comment down below. Now let's go. Jumping into props madness is the best tool you are going to find if you like betting on NBA player props, from advanced analytics to season shot charts to more enhancements on the way. You get a 7-day free trial and you get 25% off if you use the code DAFT when you happen to sign up. I've also got a couple of tutorials on my channel if you want to check that out too, on how to use this wonderful tool. Now, we've got only 5 games on this slate. The challenge here not even 5 games. The challenge here is that I can't count. We've got four games on this slate. 2 of these games have massive spreads, so there's big blowout potential as well. So it's tough to get some bets down. I wanted to look at some bench players, but haven't got those lines available just yet. So we're just going to roll with the couple that I have. The first one I do have is in this Wizards versus Detroit Pistons game, and I'm rolling with Jalen Duren today. I like him over 11.5 boards. Jalen Duren, you heard it right. And I haven't bet on Jalen Duren for quite some time, but he's quietly been going about his business. He hasn't been too bad. Now let's talk about Jalen Duren. So Jalen Duren is projected to play 29 minutes in this game. What I did, I looked at the games where he plays 26 to 32 minutes. Nice little sample size. And he's over this line in 16 out of his last 27. But this Washington Wizards team presents a fantastic matchup. They give it the most rebounds of the league. They give the second most rebounds to centers. So what I wanted to do here was to show you how he's performed when he plays this set of minutes against the teams that allow a ton of rebounds to centers. So let's just eliminate the top 15 teams. Running against weak opposition, we can see he's over in 12 out of 17 games, covering in 12.5. What the hell does that mean? Covering in 12.5. Averaging 12.5 rebounds. Actually over this in his last 7 games when he sees a similar matchup, and he plays 26 to 32 minutes. And I think that's what he sees today against the Washington Wizards. Now, we'll call out that the blowout is the risky 15.5 point spread. Wizards got nothing to play for, and the Pistons have a lot to play for in this game. Now, how I got to this, I still think he performs well even in a blowout here. Now, if you look at their last game against the Washington Wizards, Jalen Duren, it was a blowout, 20 points. He only played 18 minutes in that game, and he had 10 rebounds. And I know what you're thinking. They could win by 20 again, so how do we know that this doesn't happen? Went a little bit deeper in this game. He only played 18 minutes, and what was crazy is that he only played 5 minutes. Not even. He played less than 5 minutes in the first half because Jalen Duren was being a tickle monster. Shout out to somebody in the comments who said that about Brandon Clark the other day, but I'm taking that one. Jalen Duren turned into a tickle monster and had 3 fouls in that first half, only played 4.5 minutes, had 3 rebounds. And then the second half, he plays 13 minutes, had 7 rebounds in that small amount of time. And then the Detroit Pistons ended up blowing them out. So hopefully if Jalen Duren stays out of foul trouble and he gets 25 minutes in this game against this Washington team that is leaking rebounds to the center spot, I like Jalen Duren to get the 11.5. If somehow the Washington Wizards keep this close, this is almost a guarantee that Jalen Duren gets there. So I do like Jalen Duren to cover his boards. I don't mind his points prop as well. They both look pretty nice, but keeping it simple today, just rolling with the rebounds, hoping Washington's offense sucks and Jalen Duren stays out of foul trouble. So that's the first pick I wanted to share with you guys. The next one, we're looking at the Clippers versus the Pelicans. Now, I'm going with the beard today. James Harden. He's playing extremely well lately, getting buckets, but I'm looking at his PRA. Taking 42.5 here, and I'm betting the under. Under 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists for James Harden. I'd still play this at 41.5, but I probably wouldn't play it any lower than that. But let's talk about why. So Norm Powell is still out, and it's part of the reason why James Harden has been scoring extremely well. Norm Powell hasn't been there. But I'm looking at games here without Norm Powell that have Kawhi Leonard in the lineup. Kawhi Leonard expected to play today, and we can see here against the 42.5, he's only hit this line once out of the 7 games. And in that game where he covered the 42.5 was against the Sacramento Kings. Soft matchup for him. 44 minutes in overtime for James Harden. 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 11 assists. Now, he's up against the Pelicans today. I know what you're probably thinking. this is an easy matchup. The Pelicans suck ass. They suck as much as I do. And yeah, you're right. The Pelicans is a soft matchup, but the way that I view this is that the Pelicans are a soft matchup for everybody on that Clippers roster. Zubac has a soft matchup. He should get a lot of points, a lot of rebounds. Kawhi Leonard has a soft matchup. He could get a lot of points, a lot of rebounds. He could get assists too. Bogdanovich of the best off the bench has a soft matchup. Can get a lot of points. Could get a couple of assists as well. So I'm thinking if there's quite a few players that have soft matchups here, do we need to see a prime James Harden? Like they've got everybody except for Norm Powell expected to play in this game. I'm not saying Harden takes the night off here, but does James Harden have 30 points, 10 assists, and a couple of boards? Does he have a 25-point triple-double in this game? And that's what he'll need to do in order to cash this line. And I don't think he does. I think 42.5 is a little bit too high. I think 39.5 is probably ideal, but hey, I don't make the lines up here. What I'm saying is I see the line, I like the line, and I'm taking the under. And you know what I'm like with unders? I don't like betting them. So putting my balls on the line here, taking James Harden under 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I was actually considering just betting an over in Zubac points and rebounds. Great matchup, great history against his team, but his line is crazy high. 32.5 points and rebounds. I know the matchup is great for him, but if there's any chance of a blowout, he probably doesn't get there. I don't know. I just felt like it's quite a high line for Zubac to get 20 points, 13 boards. He can definitely do it, but will he? That's the question. Kawhi Leonard, he's playing full minutes now, doesn't have any restrictions, hasn't hit his line, but they don't move it down. And that worries me a little bit. They're waiting for him to explode. And if he does pop off in this game where he does have a good matchup, then that's going to take something away from James Harden. We know that the Pelicans give up a ton of three-pointers, right? Not very good at defending the three-point line. Bogdanovich comes in. He can take some volume from deep. Derek Jones Jr. has played well in these types of matchups as well. Chris Dunn doesn't shoot the ball, but Chris Dunn gets quite a few rebounds and assists as well. What I'm saying is there's a lot of players who can be contributing statistically, and I don't think James Harden needs to be prime James Harden in this game. So I'll be rooting for a blowout in this one, rooting for these role players to play well. So James Harden under 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists is the last play that I have. Looking at the other games, man, just a whole lot of uncertainty right now. Like Nets versus the Cavs, the only one I really considered looking at was Evan Mobley. But that's purely because Evan Mobley's had a lot of success around against the Brooklyn Nets. But I feel like the lines are quite sharp. This is a game where the spread's like 18.5, and there's something about it that tells me that the Nets could cover, meaning the Cavs players should play their minutes. But Evan Mobley, he's always dancing around this line, so doesn't smash it out of the park that often. So this opened at 16.5, I'm moving to 17.5 now, and I don't mind it, but I don't like betting on Evan Mobley to score that much because his volume is not very high. So you need some efficiency. Donovan Mitchell's line seems quite low, 21.5. He's had some success against the Nets this season. But if there is a blowout, does Donovan Mitchell need to go crazy today? Like, that's the question mark. So, yeah, a whole lot of uncertainty around this Brooklyn Nets team and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then we have the Bucks and the Pacers. This is the only close game that I expect to see on the day. Would love to bet on Giannis, but his lines feel, I don't know, they feel sharp as hell. I feel like they're spot on. 32.5 points. I'd say it's probably a little bit too high, but do I want to bet an under on Giannis, who's hungry as hell right now? Like the Bucks fighting for that top 4 spot. The Pacers are sitting 5th. Like this game means something. So should see Giannis locked in, but a lot of his lines they feel pretty sharp to me. Like they're a little bit higher than I would like them to be, which means I think if there's value in Giannis, you're probably betting an under, and I am man enough to do that against him. So I think this is a stay. No, it's not a stay away from me. It's like I just want to wait till the morning. I want to see how the lines move. Like, what are other people betting on? How do the lines move? What do the odds look like? Oh, what do the lineups look like? Of course, like that shit keeps changing on me. So I'll probably have some bets on this Cavs and this Bucks game. Those 2 games, I'll probably get those out in the morning. I'm just going to sleep it off. But for now, 1 bet in the Pistons game, 1 bet in the Clippers game. Hopefully those are good ones. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for you. But as I always do, I do wish you guys the best good health. What the fuck does that mean? Best good health. Shit. I hope everything's all good with you, your loved ones, your family, whatever it may be. I know sports betting can be stressful at times, but you got to take care of yourself. Don't forget that. Do something that makes you happy. Here's a little insight from me. Whenever I get stressed or I find sports betting difficult or it's weighing on my mind and I got heavy shoulders, I do a couple of things to make me feel better. First thing that I always do is I cook. Don't cook that often, but I cook. Takes the pain away, you could say. Puts my focus somewhere else. Cook a nice, delicious meal. Smoke something on the barbecue. That always helps. The other thing I like to do is I like to wash my cars. My wife's car, my car, in and out. Full detail in it. Brushes, heaps of different sprays, microfiber cloths. Like, I'll go hard as if I'm a professional detailer, which I am not, but that is good for the soul. So hopefully the challenge that you find in sports betting don't weigh too heavily on you. But for the most part, I really hope that you cash out. I want to hear some winning slips. I want to hear some stories about it. I want you guys feeling good out there. And hopefully the picks that I give you today help. But if you do appreciate the video, smash that like button. You know I appreciate you. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.